Are black people jealous of other black people that are in business? My first response is yes. But let me say this before I get into the meat of this. When I make a statement that seems declarative, if you will, don't read into it something different than what I'm saying. Please, use some critical thinking. When I say black people being jealous of other black people having a business, and I say the answer is, are they, in other words, and I say yes, I don't mean all black people. So to clarify, are black people jealous of other black people that have a business who happen to be black or black owned? Yes, they are, but not 100% of the black population. That's impossible, to make those sort of allegations. I would say the majority of black people are jealous. There's a percentage, and there's always going to be a percentage that respect the fact that you own your own business or service. And there are some who are going to support you. But for the most part, when you're doing something honorable, something wholesome, and you're a black business, black folks are generally not going to support you. I'm sorry. That's the reality of the day for a lot of you all, and I'm just expressing it to you right now. I've been at this for a while. This is not my first rodeo, as they say. I've been in business for a long time, and the majority of my customers over that span of time that I've been in business have been black. And I can tell you some stories. And one scenario and or situation, for example, when someone has come into my store. I have a few things that I do, but into my retail store. Hey, bruh, I'm a quarter short. You know I'm good for it. That's one thing. Two, y'all ain't selling no beer. Why? You ain't gonna make no money if you don't sell any beer. You ain't got no wine. And those individuals, as a footnote, are usually inebriated when they come in. Three, hey, I got a deal for you. I know you can use this. Some product that they boosted from another store somewhere in a surrounding neighborhood, and they bring it to me so that they can sell it to me and go buy whatever they want to buy. These are some of the types of black people have been in my business. Or, hey, I need a favor. Can you let me hold $20 until I go cash my paycheck? Well, that's just four. I'm sure you can let your imagination run wild. But when you turn these people down and when you say no, they flip on you. Now, because of my personality and the way in which I treat and entreat people when they come into my place of business, most of them don't do that. But I have had a few that go off on me or have gone off on me and said, it's funny how you acting when y'all get a business. Y'all raise your prices high and you don't give a brother a chance, or even a sister sometimes a chance. Man, y'all robbing us in the neighborhood. Now, mind you, a lot of these people that make these statements don't have a job, or they get a check and or food stamps every month. So go figure why it is that they talk like that in the first place. But anyway, sometimes people will come into your business or your place of business and they want a handout. They want a discount. Now, not to say that I don't have discounts, which I do, but they want a deeper discount as if you're a family member or someone, that has been adopted into your family, but you don't know these people for the most part. But because of the color of your skin, they feel like they are entitled for some reason. And they treat you as the old expression back in the days, in the 1800s, 1600s, and so forth, as the house Negro. Oh, you think you better than somebody else. Now, mind you, I've never made that statement in my life. But these are the responses that they have when you don't give them what they're asking for or what they want. How much are your cigars? Well, they're $1. You don't have a deal, two for $1? Oh man, I'm gonna go across the street to the other place. People who talk like this, I don't argue with them. I don't debate with them because I have a loyal following of white and black customers. So that, what, 10% or that 20% of blacks that come into my store that behave in that manner, I just take it with a grain of salt and just keep it moving. So why are black people jealous of other black people that have a business of their own? The real simple answer is this. For some reason, it has everything to do with self-esteem. It has everything to do with how they see themselves. They don't think that you deserve to be there. They think it should have been them. So anytime that they see you in their neighborhood and you have risen to a certain stature or status, if you will, in the neighborhood, and you happen to be someone who looks like them, who they can identify with, for some reason they think that you shouldn't be there and it should be them. But the irony of it all is that with this mentality or mindset they have that it shouldn't be you and it should be them, they would never put the work in to do what you're doing. They could never own or operate their own business because they're not willing to be disciplined to do it. It is a lot of work. I don't care what anyone says to you. It's a lot of work owning and operating your own business. You put the key in the door when you open. You lock the door when you leave. You turn on your registers, your credit card machine, your alarm system, or turn it off, whatever the case is, and you turn on all of the lights, and you manage that facility throughout the time that you're there. You interact with your customers. You entreat those who entreat you with respect and dignity. You return it in kind. And for those who are behaving in a less than appropriate fashion, you talk to them still with respect and tell them that, you know, this is not the place for that. And you know what I mean. You just do what you have to do when you operate a business. There's a lot of things involved, and you deal with your vendors, and you deal with your insurance, and you deal with the bank and so forth when you have a business of your own. It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and a lot of people are not willing to do that particular work, especially in the beginning when you're starting. Now, after a period of time when you hire your first or second or more employees, now you have to deal with payroll. Now you have to deal with personalities and setting up a schedule when they come to work and when they're off and things like this. This is another aspect of that job. These people don't want to do that. Many of them are lazy. Many of them have never had any work ethic because many have never had a real job or even had a job that they have stayed with for years. Some of them have not been in the business where they have dealt with the public directly. So there's many reasons why black people don't like the fact that another black person has a business. But the primary reason that I have ascertained over a period of time is because they're jealous of you being there because they don't feel like another black person should have more than what they have. And they feel like they should get some sort of, as I said before, some sort of benefit or handout because you are black. It is the product of a lack of education, not in the school institution per se, but at home. Someone didn't teach them to support your own. If you look at a lot of the other ethnic groups, they take care of one another. They support one another's business. Koreans, Chinese, Japanese, what some people want to refer to as Arabs, or just people in general from the Middle East, Greeks, Indians, they all support their own people, except black people. Black people will buy a cigar from you. They'll buy tobacco products from you. They'll buy liquor from you. All of those things that increase their high or make them feel relaxed, I got to get a cigarette, because, I'm stressed out and things like that. They'll buy the negative types of things from you. Very seldom do you see black people buying educational things for their children out of a black store. I carry educational books. Maybe 1% might buy an educational book. I carry books and material on health and wellness in my facility as well. Very rarely will you find a significant amount of black people that will purchase those items, but they'll buy all of the other staple things. They buy less real food and more junk food. And I have learned this over time, but my white customers, if you will, they'll buy everything that's in the store. It's the black people that are always trying to get by the next day. Trying to spend the least amount of money in your facility. That's why I said earlier that black people won't make a black business rich. Now, if you are selling drugs, you'll find a lot of black people knocking the door down to get the drugs. That's something for you to really, really think about. And again, I'm not beating up on my people. I'm not beating up on black people. I'm just simply stating the facts. Black people will not support other black people's efforts simply because it's not them. And they don't want you to be there. And they're always trying to find something to complain about. And when you fall down, or when you fail, or when you shut down your business because of whatever reason, something that you didn't have any control of, they're wanting you to fail. They're wanting to see you plummet to the bottom, because the bottom is where they are and where they choose to remain. This is Brother Teacher. What say ye to this?